Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world today. I hope you're absolutely fantastic. Whew, I've had a busy few past days. It's my four-year-old's birthday, so it's just been back-to-back play parks. I think we clocked in over 6 play parks in a day. Friends and gifts and the whole situation. So when you got two young kids and you go all out, it takes you out a little bit. So I've been busy with that. Sorry for the break in transmission, but let's get up to where we are on the markets. Always a good idea to have your strategy ready to rock and roll. Let me just zero these out in the meantime. Bitcoin's certainly been catching some attraction for some reason. Beyond 90,000. Where are we now? Probably not, right? Yeah, okay. So trickled 90,000, then obviously moved down, but that's pretty cool. I'm super stoked for everyone who's been holding for the last 8 years when they got in for maybe like $1,500, bought a few of those, and now seeing up to $90,000. Why I'm stoked for them is because there are so many temptations in life where you think, especially the pandemic, for example, where you just think, let me just sell out some crypto and go and buy whatever it is I need, or the gift, or the holiday, or the vacation. And they could have sold out at 30, 60, but now that it's at 90, there are the select few that have just gone the distance. I think there are a select few because I only know of a handful who have actually, personally in my own life, where they bought in, they had no idea what markets were all about, so they just like forgot about it, and now it is where it is, and it's great for them. But the question for the likes of them is, are you going to sell out now or hold on for a long period of time to come? And that's the kind of that pressure, all right? It's a pressure of, is it as good as it's going to get for the near future, as we saw, I think, a little while ago in like 2021, where Bitcoin got to 60,000. A lot of the kind of hype bunnies were trying to get in people to buy in, and then it dropped down from 60,000 down to like 30,000 for a while, and kind of weaved and bobbed, and then only now kind of not only broken even, but actually got those guys into a profit. Now, if you don't really know much about trading, and you bought in at 60,000 or call it 70,000, it was a long, painful time just for you to go from 70,000 to 90,000. I don't think what that's like 20% return. I'm not entirely sure what the math is exactly there. So my point being is that there's a lot of pain in this, unless you just had the money to begin with. A lot of people forget that you've got to have multiple thousand to begin with to buy multiple thousands of units of, and then be able to set and forget and let it kind of work for you. I wouldn't necessarily say that a lot of people who've actually got the tenacity, the resources, and the willpower, I suppose, which kind of close to tenacity, to wait it all out. So maybe what I'm trying to say is, don't be envious of those who bought in a long time ago, because whatever they've earned is well deserved. That waiting through all the temptation, it's especially with inflation and everything going the way it's been going. I'd say the lucky few that sat it out to 90,000, congratulations. Those who have definitely have checked their account like 200,000 times, like once a day or once a month. They've gone back and seen what's been going on. So that's a lot of detachment towards result that gave them this win. But my argument is that, moving on, is that whatever lump sum you've got is always attached to a runway. So what I'm trying to say is, let's say, for example, you made $1 million over the last 8 years by just buying in low, holding, and now it's at 90,000, and you sell out. That $1 million, every single time you touch it, unless it's kind of reinvested or other cases, but then the argument is, why would you take it out now? And kind of hope for better days where Bitcoin gets even higher. As soon as you start to spend a single dollar off of that lump sum, it kind of diminishes little by little. And there's a lot of pressure in trying to live that way. So this is why, again, I've got a system that works with the highs and the lows, the movements of things. It's the transitions between two places and the repetition of that I find is a lot more feasible long term if done correctly, of course. And with this day and age, we've got the AI to do the work for us. So the feasibility long term is to have a cash generating asset. And this is another reason I wasn't planning to speak about this, but this is a viable reason as to why I've created a digital version of myself to do the work for me on the market. So I'm still working, but it's my intellect, my IP that's been automated with the AI being able to do it multiple plays ahead of time, which isn't typically possible for humans, but it works on the most highest probability, followed by the highest probability, followed by the high probability, and creates this market structure before it's even happened. Like, humans just can't get there. They just can't. I've never seen anything close to that. My stuff can get there. And the reason why I say that's important is because there are going to be a lot of guys feeling FOMO and envy in this market because Bitcoin has got to 90,000 and they weren't one of the luckier ones who bought in early and just rode it up. The guys who bought in early and got it up to 90,000 deserve it, because it's absolutely excruciating asking yourself, when is the time to sell? Is Bitcoin at its max? Is it going to come back? I mean, there's so much news that trying to, well, let me get into some technical analysis rather, but there's a lot of psychological threshold or pressure that exists. But again, my solution to that is to have a cash generating asset, which is basically the AI digital version of myself. I kind of look to the side when I say AI because maybe AI is just getting too much of a loose term, but like me, digital version of myself working the market, is still getting the job done and getting the job done tomorrow and getting the job done the day after. And what I'm talking about is, now that we're at the threshold that we are, there's so many earning opportunities up and down these markets. It's actually getting a little bit crazy as to how many transitions are working out now. I'm used to Bitcoin just flatlining for a long period of time and waiting for it to do something. However, now just on the 2-minute chart, for example, which is where my digital version of myself, my AI, is working on, it'll just go climb, close, reset, and so forth. There's so many earning opportunities right here. Okay, the ups and downs. Over here, I don't really like the market structure, but it doesn't matter to artificial intelligence because it doesn't have bias. It just works on raw data and so forth. So each transition here is an opportunity to make money. Well, anyone that moves up. So that's great opportunity there, great opportunity there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or massive 11, 12, 13, 14 opportunities in the last 24 hours. And that's why, again, you need something that will be able to read this, understand it, act on it, and take the emotion out of it to win on it. Otherwise, if you don't have that level of intelligence to back you, then this is 11 or whatever I counted it up to be, opportunities to lose money as well. So you could have started at maybe 10,000 over here, done some revenge trading, and then actually landed up with 8K over here. If you didn't manage your skill and emotions correctly, 8K is conservative. Some guys can take one day to blow up their account. I guess a little side bonus tip as to different ways to trade. This is day trading. If you've got years of experience and the latest technology to back you, this should be a walk in the park. This is great opportunity. But if you're tired, uninspired, and just doing everything in reaction mode, then this isn't going to be your friend. Because when you think you're going to buy the low, it can just drop to hit your stop loss and so on and so forth. So all the stuff you guys already know. Now, what you're probably interested in is what's going to happen next. Well, let's have a look at what MTOPS has to say. So this was the end of that transition. Let me just put the high label over there. Now that that's done, oops, don't change. Let's take that away. Obviously, the low for this area. Let me just get rid of these. I'll just delete them. All right, so 3, the 4 will be over here. That's low. And that's obviously the high. So how would we be able to know where this was going to stop off? Well, obviously on the scaling side, let's just go to this real quick. I was wondering if I should go through all of it. Trend direction. Okay, let me go through really quickly just so you follow the logic. So trend direction is obviously up because of what the higher frame was going to suggest. The turning point spacing, we've got 20.5 trying to find its position towards the end of quadrant 2. Turning point 3 turned exactly where it should have. Quite an early fall, but because of the velocity on the higher frame over there, it was going to go up. It's just a case of when and how. And I think we got enough kill zone information over here to suggest that there was going to be a continuation to the upside. I'll draw that up in a second. The scaling we'll get into now. So scaling, I'm going to work with price projection together. I'm going to ignore the time at the moment because it's already formed. So I'll worry about that with the projection instead of what we have. The oscillator has switched over there. The decrease of momentum as well. And then the fan line arc curve is going to work in line with the scaling. All right. So what we are looking for is a scaling fan line arc curve. If you guys have taken the course, you know exactly how we scale. So I don't want to completely give it away. But yeah, obviously feel free to fact check and all the rest of it. I know that my stuff works. So I don't have to kind of prove it. So what I want to do is just take the previous same side transition. I want to go to arc 3 of the transition length. So this is a third arc in the Gantt tool, 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to place it on the new formed low. The market structure told us where the new form low was going to be because of the things I've made mention to, according to what we've covered on that. So I'm just, my eyes are over here to see if that connects. Yes. It kind of forms quite nicely there. That was a false start, etched across, gave us a bit of an indication that we've got some resistance, came down, wanted to find itself over here. All right. And then started to move along. Boom. Okay. And look at that. All right. So look at where it stopped. Brilliant. So that's scaling. Like, again, guys, there's so much magic to the markets, and because of my deep diving, I've been able to ascertain exactly what this monster is all about and how it works. So the fact that it stops there at the end of this Gantt tool, whilst I use previous information to forecast the future of price action before it happened, is absolutely mind-boggling. And this is why I'll happily take on and challenge any forecaster or predictor or whatever we're called in the world, because I mean, you just can't script this stuff. It's like, this is real world markets backed up by numbers and third parties and this whole network of non-foolery. Like, you can't lie. This is live market conditions. There's so many exchanges. There's so many points of reference to double check. So like, I can't fabricate this stuff. And yet here we are, right? Time after time, turn after turn. And I think it's time, like, it is Black Friday month. It's time to get involved. Take advantage of the markets, take advantage of the Republicans taking office, take the advantage of the buyer behavior that's entering this golden age. If you're looking to expand your capital, then and wanting to do the strategy yourself, please reach out to me. I've got the framework for you to follow step by step. You have access to my guidance personally. So there's that angle. But also, now that I've created like a digital version of myself to trade, like do all of this magic, but do it on an automated AI form. If you are a kind of a big money investor that just wants to get into this age of AI and have the mechanism work for you as well, then reach out to me too, because there's that option there. So there is the do it yourself, and then there's also the systems, and both work, but the one is just going to be generating cash in an autonomous way. So yeah, so if you want to get involved, reach out. Let's talk. So the question is, what happens next? Now, before I set up the next thing, I think we've got a few minutes left here. I'd prefer not to rush it. Maybe I should wait for tomorrow. A reason why to wait for tomorrow is because we haven't got a switch over here on the oscillator, so I'm not entirely convinced just yet that we are at a turning point up here. So if there's more continuation to the upside on this end, maybe I should just draw it up better. Then what's going to transpire is further continuation up here. Well, not exactly there. It's probably going to form after a little bit of maybe a symmetrical triangle or something to that effect. And then once it's anchored in responsibly with the whole cycle's energy in mind, then perhaps we can reevaluate. So what I'm thinking though right now is that it has exhausted. I'm looking for maybe some breathing space, potentially it coming down to here. This is all naked eye stuff, and then from there, once it's found its happy place, then I can move up. So that's speculation for now. I don't have enough time to draw up that circumstance. Yeah, congratulations to everyone who wrote it up to 90,000 who haven't sold out yet. It's obviously nerve-wracking because where you sell is the most relevant part of the journey to you. What the price of Bitcoin is doesn't really matter because it's where you sell out that matters, because that's what matters to you. For those who are day trading, that's fantastic. I hope you're keeping level head into your system. And yeah, if you're looking to invest in an AI project, you want to be ahead of the curve, ahead of the game before it becomes mainstream, because I don't think there's too many reliable AI stock market options out there. I think there's a lot of talk, but there isn't like this incredible results generating strategy that's able to do the forefront of true breakthrough pioneering. If you're interested in that, then let's chat. I'm looking forward to hearing from you in that case. Until tomorrow, ciao for now.